Welcome to Thinking Christian. My name is James Spencer. I'm a husband and father of three. My family and I live in Batavia, Illinois, in the Chicagoland area. We attend Valley Brook Community Church in Elburn, Illinois. After dedicating my life to Christ in 1997 through the persistence of my then girlfriend, now wife, and the ministry of Campus Crusade, I've been on a quest to understand better what it means to be a disciple. That quest led me to earn my Master of Divinity, as well as a Master of Arts in Biblical Exegesis and a PhD in Theological Studies. And if I learned one thing throughout my schooling, it is that knowledge without discipleship can be a dangerous thing. Knowing the academic disciplines surely helped me become a disciple, but I also had to learn what it meant to be part of the body of Christ. As I continue to deepen my understanding of what it means to become and make disciples as part of God's people, I've had the privilege of serving in academic leadership in biblical higher education, teaching at the undergraduate and graduate level, and now working as the COO of Moody Center, an independent Christian nonprofit organization in Northfield, Massachusetts, dedicated to preserving and continuing the legacy of transformation of D.L. Moody's life and ministry. In addition, I've had the opportunity to write and publish. I have a regular blog at nextgenchristians.com, as well as a new book entitled Thinking Christian, Essays on Testimony, Accountability, and the Christian Mind, on which much of this course is based. As we begin to think about what it means to think Christian, I'd like to start with my favorite illustration of the difference God makes to how we live our lives. My family and I moved to Chicago in 2012. My son was 7 at the time and had, up to that point, not lived in the city. He had grown up in a small town in central Illinois, where the buildings are shorter, the traffic slower, and the people fewer. These differences became particularly evident when my son and I were shopping on Michigan Avenue one day. Having grown up downstate, my son was not used to walking close to me. On the relatively empty sidewalks of Carlinville, Illinois, he could run to the next corner and wait for me. He didn't have to stay by my side. A crowded Michigan Avenue, however, brings new challenges. I watched as my son tried to navigate the bustling Chicago sidewalks on his own. He was being jostled and bumped out of the way by walkers who didn't notice him. He dodged groups of shoppers, backtracked to avoid people guilty of texting while walking, and hugged the walls to avoid being trampled. I watched him for a bit before calling him over to walk closer to me. At the time, I was 6 foot, 250 pounds, with a 3/4 of my right arm covered by tattoos. People saw me coming. I didn't bully my way through the crowds, but I wasn't exactly dodging every walker either. At my side, my son was able to walk more confidently. He didn't have to dip, duck, dive, and dodge. He benefited from my physical stature and presence. He was able to walk as if he was also 6 foot, 250 pounds. He walked differently because he walked with me. Just as my son walked differently next to me, so Christians can live, move, and most importantly for the purposes of this course, think differently because we know God is with us. As we learn to think Christian, I believe that we will be better able to recognize the possibilities God provides. We'll be able to live lives of faithfulness not based on our own innate capacities, but on the enduring, limitless character of the God we serve. My hope is that you will enjoy the course and that it will challenge you to offer an increasingly faithful testimony to the God we serve.